Good morning, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
This is Mr. Terry and Mrs. Moreno, and what we're going to talk about today is Spirit Week. Today is Friday, our homecoming day. I'm wearing my custom Link Crew t-shirt that we designed last year.
I'm wearing my Marina High softball t-shirt because I'm going to be coaching JV softball this year. I'm very excited about it. And I got on my Cal UC Berkeley beanie here that I got my freshman year of college in the year 2004.
I was just getting ready to graduate high school around that time. But so what we're going to do today is I'm going to talk about a little bit of how my health class is going and looking forward what we're going to do next week. And Mrs. Moreno is going to talk about...
I'm going to talk about the assessment I'm going to give and how I'm going to give that assessment.
All right, so today what we're focusing on are STIs, sexually transmitted infections, and the focal point of our lesson was what are the 5 different bodily fluids that transfer them. Number 1, semen or sperm. 2, vaginal fluids. 3, breast milk. 4, blood. And 5, pre-cum or pre-seminal fluid. And the focus of today was why pulling out doesn't work, because a lot of the kids wanted to know, is this an effective method? Why is it good? Why is it bad? So we kind of had a really long conversation on what pre-seminal fluid is, how it carries sperm, how it can also transfer STIs from one part into the next, and why you shouldn't be having unprotected sex unless you are monogamous with your partner or you're trying to have a child.
And this is really important to talk about at the high school level, because at the high school level, I know I've overheard conversations of students talking about these myths about sex and about relationships with others that they get to, that Mr. Terry in his health class dispels. And so it's crucial because as teachers, one of the things I'm passionate about is preventing teen pregnancy. So in my community and in my family, teen pregnancy was like an issue, and in our community, and we want to prevent that so that students have the opportunity to have children when they're ready, and also not have kids and be able to go to college and have healthy, successful lives. So it's crucial that they have these conversations in health.
Definitely. I've been promoting sexual responsibility, so moving forward to next week, what we're going to talk about is, what does it mean to be a responsible young adult or adult? If you decide to have sex, what responsibilities?
Sorry, Mr. Terry, our guest teacher is here, so you continue. I'm going to go answer the door.
Perfect. So sexual responsibility, what we're talking about is, what does that entail, and what would you have to do if you had unprotected sex?
Thanks. All right, guys. And so in Spanish class, well, I hope you enjoyed what's going on in health class at Marina High School. In Spanish class, what we're doing is we are taking a quarter final exam. So every quarter, as a teacher, I always give like a test that reviews everything my students have learned this quarter. And so on this test, the students will be focusing on all the vocabulary they've learned, specifically in Spanish 2, irregular stem changing verbs in the present tense, such as O to UE stem changing verbs like the verb almorzar, which means to eat lunch. Students will be tested on how to conjugate those verbs within the context of a conversation or a sentence. So there's the written portion, and then the other portion of the test is a speaking test. And so I am going to test each student individually, and I'm asking them 8 questions. And those questions are the important questions that we've been working on this year. So, for example, one of them is ¿Cómo te llamas?, which is, what is your name? And they're going to have to answer me. Another question is, for example, ¿De dónde eres?, where are you from? Another question that they're going to be tested on is ¿Qué te gusta?, what do you like? And so my students have been working really hard on learning and mastering these questions in Spanish. I had so many students today say, oh my God, I'm learning Spanish, and they're super excited because I don't know what they thought. They were going to walk into my classroom and not learn anything. So it's really great to get those moments where students have light bulbs and oh, Miss Moreno, I'm learning Spanish. I had 7 students tell me that already today, which is really great. And I even had some students wanting to take their oral examination or their speaking test early because they weren't going to be here or because they were just ready, which was really exciting. So I think it's important that when teaching a sex second language. I was an English as a second language teacher for 4 years in San Diego, and now I'm Spanish teacher here at Marina High School. What's really important is that students are producing the language constantly in the classroom. So today, in order to review our important questions, we had an outer and inner circle, and the students had all 8 questions. We had reviewed them in writing, and we spent 15 minutes, and students were asking and answering the questions amongst themselves. And it's really great to see this in my classroom because students are engaged in learning Spanish, and that makes me super happy. And I know my grandmother is smiling down from heaven. So right now, because my grandma passed away and she was from Puerto Rico, and so she's probably really excited that all my students are learning her native language. All right, on that note, I'm going to introduce our awesome guest today. He teaches a fantastic subject here at Marina High.
Integrated math.
Integrated math, and he's going to talk about what he's doing in his classroom right now to engage students. So I would like to bring on our show. I'm going to let him sit right here. I'm going to bring on our show Mr. Erickson. Bring it out, Mr. Erickson. Let's go.
Well, hi guys. I'm Mr. Erickson. In my classroom over the course of this week, we've been working on posters and getting ready for our quarter final, just like Miss Val here. So Miss Moreno. So we've been making posters, we've been practicing, we've been doing repetition, we've been doing think, pair, share together in groups, working with each other, teaching each other, because it's not just one gets it right. It's about if all of us get it right. If we can all do it, we all look a lot better, don't we?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I know, right? 'Cause, I mean,
Indeed.
it doesn't mean if we tear each other apart. I mean, if we work together, the school looks better. And you know what looks better? We do. We all look better.
It's all about that community, Mr. Erickson, isn't
Totally.
it?
Of course.
So, Mr. Erickson, this is your first year as a teacher, right? This is your first year. How are you enjoying it so far?
It is my first year. I'm really enjoying it. I love the kids. The kids are fun. They're funny. I love getting to talk to them about, their personal lives, what's going on with them, what makes them interested, how we can relate that to mathematics, and how we can, use mathematics in their everyday lives. Kind of, going back to the source, so to speak.
Mr. Erickson, let me ask you 2 questions. Where is your hometown and what college did you attend?
I'm originally from Walnut Creek in the East San Francisco Bay Area.
Bay Area!
Hey.
I originally started at Diablo Valley College, which was a junior college. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but eventually I started to really, really like math. And then I started with a tutoring program, and I found that I loved being able to help others understand math. So I got my stuff together, and I moved to Monterey, and I started at CSU Monterey Bay.
Whoop, whoop, go Otters.
Yay,
Nice.
Otters. And I was there for a few years, working my way through school so I could pay for my tuition, getting grants, because math majors get a lot of grants because there's not many math majors.
Right on. That's good to know, everybody. If you like math and you like studying math and you like tutoring math, it might be a great subject.
Get yourself a grant.
Get yourself a grant. That's right. And it might be the subject you study in college.
Easily. And the grants are worth, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, so you can easily pay an entire semester's tuition.
Awesome.
They're great.
Perfect.
Most definitely.
Even if helping for books. 'Cause those are a lot expensive. Those are really expensive.
So Mr. Erickson has his Marina High gear on right now. He has his
Football.
football shirt on because tonight is our homecoming football game. And a little shout out to our cross country team yesterday and our volleyball team.
Yes.
Our volleyball team killed it last night at Los Arblos Middle School. The girls were amazing athletes. I was on my feet cheering the whole time, even though I was supposed to be selling tickets. Some of those oh man, I was really impressed by the girls' volleyball team. It was awesome.
Definitely. I'd like to give a shout out to 3 of my students, Jocelyn Comabe,
Ileana Fonseca, out to Jasmine Corres. She had this amazing, bam, over the net, and it just hit the ground so hard and earned us a point. It was amazing. I was super
Jocelyn Comabe, Elagato, and the 3rd student is Sage Rouse. That's who I was thinking
yeah,
of.
go Sage.
Rouse. I can't forget
Awesome
about her.
game.
So it was a great game. They came back from 2-0, and it went on for over an hour, almost an hour and a half, and they did really well. So shout out to them, and we're looking forward to our football team winning their 2nd game tonight at their home field.
Yeah, so on Monday I'm going to have no voice because I'm going to be screaming so much at the football game tonight. So this has been 10 minutes of teacher time with Miss Moreno
Mr. Terry,
and
Mr. Erickson.
I hope you enjoyed our show, and we'll see you again next week.
have a great weekend, everyone.
Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
You guys, we just scored a touchdown!